going to do some music analysis. So I have a little excerpt of a recording that you're going to listen to, and I handed out your spreadsheet, or this worksheet that you're going to work on, so if you could look at that. So we have been talking for the last few weeks about some different terms that you can use to describe what you hear in music. So, and even though you guys all indicated to me at the beginning of this year that you don't really have much experience on instruments or anything, you guys did pretty well on your test you had last week, so I have confidence that you will be able to do as well. So, we are going to listen to this excerpt, and the first thing I would like you to do is listen to the different instruments, okay? I labeled instrument 1, 2, and 3 there, and instrument 1 is going to be the first one you hear, and then instrument 2 will come in later, and it will be playing the melody, and instrument 3 will be another one that you hear, just kind of like slide in there, okay? So right now, on this listening, I just want you to describe what each instrument sounds like. You don't have to identify what instrument it is, just tell me if it sounds like a bird singing, or like raindrops, or if it sounds fuzzy, or like sharp. Just describe to me what you're hearing and what the instrument sounds like to you. So there's no wrong answer for this, just try to listen to what the instrument sounds like to you. By the way, this piece is called Cavatina, and it's recorded by Triozer. There's Trio, there are 3 instruments in it. So, here we go. This is instrument 1 right here. So, describe what it sounds like. Share what that instrument sounded like to them? Anyone? Any volunteers? Yes?
Warm and plucky.
Warm and plucky. I like that. Does anybody else want to add anything to that? Or does that seem like a good description?
I'll say great.
Great description? Okay, how about instrument number 2, which is the one that came in on that melody, like da-da-da. How are you?
This might be a little odd, but I put like it was a bird, and then it also reminded me like if chocolate had a sound, I think that's what I would put for it. It sounded like chocolate. Like it was smooth and like it kind of like molasses, like really drawn out, and I don't know, I just thought it was like the sound of chocolate.
That's interesting. I like that, and I love chocolate, so I agree.
That was very free.
Very free.
Yeah.
Good, great. All right, and let's move on to instrument number 3, which I hope you picked up. It's just kind of like in the middle there. It had like very long notes. Would anybody like to describe that? Any volunteers? Anyone? Come on, don't be nervous.
It was very expressive.
Very expressive. Good, good. Okay, nice job, everyone. And while we were talking about the instruments, can anybody tell me what they are for extra credit? What was instrument number 1? Ryan.
Guitar.
Guitar. That's right. What was instrument number 2? Flute. It was a flute. And what was instrument number 3?
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say cello.
Yes, correct. Nice job, everyone. Okay,
That's just
now we have talked about the instruments. Nice job. Now let's talk about what this piece feels like, because you're saying like someone said like one instrument sounded expressive and stuff. And talking about that, let's talk about like how the piece moves. Does this piece feel really fast or slow? Like how does it feel to you? Anyone? you, Meg. You look like you have a thinking face.
Well, okay, because it doesn't really feel fast, it doesn't feel slow. It's like a moderate pace, but it moves.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I agree with that. So, what I'd like to do this time, go ahead and put down your pencils, and we are going to tap out any sort of beat we feel. So first, starting at the beginning, I'd like to just find a larger beat. So it'll be a very slow tapping, and then as we move on, I'll try to find a smaller beat within it, okay? So, be ready, and let's do like a nice light tap. Don't go like this, because like, this piece doesn't really sound like that, does it? We'll do like light taps every time you feel a big beat, okay? So, here we go from the beginning. Everyone feel that? Yeah? This is pretty slow, right? Nice. Just very smooth. Feel free to be expressive. There we go, Jason. Alright, let's find a smaller beat within there, okay? Small, big, small, big, small, big, Does everyone feel that? Do you guys hear that?
Yep.
Yeah? Good, good. Alright, we'll stop right here. Great. So now that we have that, I'd like you to look to your worksheet again. You'll notice two lines there of like different sized bars. So what those are is actually the bigger bars is the big beat we were just tapping out, and the smaller bar is the little beat we were tapping out. Has everyone felt that right? So now what I'd like you to do is I'm gonna play that part where the flute comes in with the melody, and I want you to trace the melody with your pencil. So just go ahead and like follow those lines. I try to give you like the beats so you could follow where the melody is in the music. So follow the melody with your pencil. Just draw any type of line if you feel it moving or going this way or that. And I'd like you to try to keep your pencil on the paper when the flute's playing and lift up when the flute doesn't play. So if you hear like a break or something, try to indicate that by like leaving a little space. Okay?
Yeah.
Alright. Beginning. Big bar. Very big bar. Alright, great. And we'll stop there. What did you guys notice about the melody? Do you have any comments on that?
It was pretty like long, like the flute played for most of it.
Yeah. So it was very, very long lines, and then there'd be a little bit of a break, and then it would keep going like that. Okay, great. Let's talk a little bit more about the melody. Can you guys sing it by now, or somewhat sing it? Would anybody like to demonstrate that? We've heard it a few times already. Any brave soul out there? Come on. No?
Can you do it one more time?
Yeah, one more time? Okay. Here's where the flute comes in with the melody. Go ahead and hum with it. So you recognize that that's the melody, guys, right? It's a very like long melody, doesn't move that much. We heard that melody once in the beginning with the guitar. Do you guys remember that part? You could hear it with the guitar,
No.
and then it came again in the flute. Can you tell me any differences between those two, like the guitar playing it versus the flute playing it? Did anybody notice any difference in like the sound?
The guitar like accompanied itself. Was there like
Yeah.
the chords in the background and then the melody? But the flute like can't do that because it's not every time.
Yeah, true, true.
The melody in the flute is a little more connected because the guitar obviously can't make a note play as long as the flute can.
Yes, great. That is one thing to notice about instruments like the guitar and also the piano. You play a note, you'll pluck a string on the guitar or play a note on the piano, and it doesn't sustain. Like you hit it and it'll start decaying. But something like a flute, you give it air support and you can keep the sound going like that. So that's a very interesting thing to notice about the melody. Thank you, Russell.
There's also vibrato in the flute.
Also vibrato on the flute. Here, and of course that'd be quite hard on the guitar. So, looks like I'm out of time, but today we just listened to some music and analyzed it, listened for the instruments and the beat and the melody. And if you ever want to do that, I feel like that's a way to really connect more to a piece and really start to understand more about a piece. So, thank you for your participation.
Yeah.